Alright guys, well here from ZaltekReviews.com. Well, it's almost Christmas, so it's that time of the year where I'm going to do Watch of the Year 2024. Now I've done this in the past, and every single year I do a different style of format. Last year I just announced it as part of a review. The year before that, I can't even remember what happened. But each and every time that I do it, it's always an absolute bollock because there's that many great watches that I can go through. This year, I went back and I looked at every single review that I've done since January. And I said to myself before I picked watches that I was going to go through in this video, I said to myself, right, I only want 5 watches plus the watch that I'm going to declare as Watch of the Year. Believe me, it was tough going. So, right, without me waffling on and you're looking at just a blank screen, play the intro. Right guys, I won't make this video long, it won't take me long, but I'm going to go through like the 5 watches. Now, there's a total of 6 watches, right? And to be honest with you, each and every one of them, they could have got Watch of the Year. That's how tight and close, but I can only declare one as Watch of the Year. Right, so let's go into it. Right, the first one is the Henry Archer Verdun GMT. That was a fantastic watch. It really is. I don't have it here, unfortunately, but I've got some wee bits of B-roll in that I can put in, and you'll be able to see what I'm talking about. Fantastic watch. Now, that was a GMT. The only thing that kind of pissed me off with that, well, not pissed me off, it annoyed me, and it was nothing to do with Henry Archer. It was the movement. The movement's great when it's running, but see when you've got to set it, and then, like say for instance, the date is sitting at the 8th, right? But the actual date is, I don't know, the 5th. See the amount of time that you've got to go through to turn and turn and turn, because the date changes when you're setting the hour hand. Oh, it's a pain in the tits. So that's the only reason. Nothing to do with Henry Archer. Right, the next one is, I've actually got this here because I do own it. And that is the Christopher Ward C63 Sealander GMT. Now you might be saying to yourself, oh, you reviewed that years ago. I did. When it first came out, I reviewed it. But this year, I got the opportunity to review the 36mm version. And it came on a different bracelet to this. It came on the Consort bracelet. But I wasn't... I mean, I liked the bracelet, but I prefer the Bader bracelet. So I got one from Christopher Ward and duly fitted it to this. I just ended up selling the Consort bracelet that was separate, specifically made for this 36mm version, by the way. So aye, this is a fantastic watch. For me, I know it's quite cheeky to have this in this Watch of the Year, but to me it's like the benchmark at everything that I look at, because I just love it. Nothing I would change about it. It's great. Right, but I'm going to waffle Right, so let's move on to the next one. I'll get that out of the road. Right, the next one was a bit of a surprise. Main reason being, it is from a new brand, and they're called Ocean to Orbit. I'm not a fan of the brand name, but the watch totally blew me away. What's it called? Lotse? Lotse? Oh, I don't know how to pronounce it. But for their first watch, build quality's amazing. The finishing's fantastic. And even like the design overall. I definitely want to work with Ocean to Orbit in the future. Fantastic watches, and for what you're getting, actually, like, they're not that well. They are expensive. How much was that one again? I'll have a look. Just over £600. But I'd pay £600 for that all day long. That's why it's in this list. Right, the next one. Probably my favourite micro brand of all time. Yeah, Traska. Of course, I've reviewed 2 watches from Traska this year, and I didn't really want to include both, because there was the Venturer GMT, the latest version, and I was tempted to put that. But I got this later in the year, the Commuter version 4. I love it. It's fantastic. The build quality, it just gets better and better from Traska. And I mean, it wasn't rubbish before. They just keep fine-tuning every single model. And I really think they nailed it with this one. 36mm. My only critique was, I wish they'd done it in 38. They do 38 mil versions, but they don't do the white version in 38. That might have tipped the scale and made it watch of the year, actually. But the 36, it's still beautiful. Right, what's next? Yes, I do have this one as well. Next up is the San Martin SN0144-GX. Absolutely I mean, I was so tempted to make this watch of the year. But there's one that beats it that's coming next, in my opinion. But this, superb value, superb, absolutely outstanding build quality and finishing. And it's cheap as chips. It's like, what, $300? £250 thereabouts, I think it was. It just depends what sales are going on and what not. But this is the 39mm version. I did have the 36. I've still got one, actually. It's over there. But I just thought, no, the 39, it's the sweet spot. And I think the blue dial is my favourite. There's no question. Right. The watch of the year. Well, I've actually been wearing it throughout this rather short video. And it is this one. The Henry Archer Vesterhav 38mm version. Now, I did review the original, the 40mm version, and I loved it. It's been on my elite list since I reviewed it. But this beats it. It's a 38mm version, and it's not just the size reduction that I like, it's the design. Now, see if I slowly move it about. you can see like there's tiny, it's like it's been blued. You know that heat treatment thing right on the very edges? Like when you look at this watch head on, like so, it just looks, it's got black surrounds round like the hands and everything. But when you get it and you play around with it in the light, you can see that there on the Indicate 4. That heat treatment, but it's not in your face, you just catch it. And the dial as well, the texture of the dial is fantastic. This, my friends, is Watch of the Year 2024. Just to repeat, it is the Henry Archer Vesterhav 38mm version. This is a white one. They did do a white version in the 40, but it didn't have like the blued aspects. It had baby blue highlights, or I think it was the seconds hand, and they also made the date. There was baby blue in that as well, and I'm not really a big fan of baby blue, to be honest with you, but it was still gorgeous. But when I got this, I thought, that's Watch of the Year. So, as I say, it was tricky picking one, and I mean, picking from the others as well, that was difficult. But anyway, I'm just waffling. Anyway, 10 minutes, that's plenty. So, congratulations to Henry Archer Watches, the Zaltek Reviews Watch of the Year 2024. Well done, buddy. Henrik, the owner. Right, I'm a fan. Big fan. Right, guys. Thanks very much for watching. I really appreciate it. Hopefully it's not too long a video for you. And I'll probably be making a couple of videos before the end of the year. Don't know. So anyway, hope you have a Merry Christmas, a Happy Christmas, and I'll see you in the next one. Toodles.